Welcome to another edition of In the Weeds with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's number one casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, good times, great rewards. Maikkula?
Yeah,
Maikkula. Jake
Maikkula.
Maikkula.
Maikkula or Maikkula?
In the Stanford pronunciation guide, it says Mike and then Luh. Maikkula.
Okay.
Maybe you naturally get into it though, like it's a Maikkula.
Yeah,
It's kind of there. The Allah is kind of there, but it's subtle.
very subtle. I
Maikkula.
think I think we've landed on the right spot though.
Jake Maikkula. 6'5", 295-pound guard slash center. It's very important that he adds some weight to play in the SEC. But Ted, I'm a big fan of the way that this guy moves.
Yeah.
I talk about it on the pod a lot. I like athletic linemen that can run and that move well, and that is Jake Maikkula's biggest strength is his ability to move. I think he is a guy that has the type of athleticism that I'm looking for from an offensive lineman.
Yeah. Uh Good feet, athletic, smart, and he at 6'5", he's gonna have some nice length, which in the SEC with some of the mutants we see in the interior defensive line, length is an asset.
Yeah, so this first clip, in a shocking development, Maikkula appears to be an intelligent player.
No way.
Offensive lineman at Stanford. I'm stunned. But this is just a little zone concept. So this tight end's coming in motion. He's going to insert. He's going to get over here and insert on this backer right here. We're just going to get a base block out there by the tackle. This guard and center front side combination is going to this middle backer. And then this backside, they mess it up. They should combo and then climb to this guy. They don't do that. I don't know why, but hey, even guys at Stanford mess up apparently. But let's take a look at Maikkula's ability to move, his awareness, which is always kind of what I'm looking for at center. Combo, bam. And I don't understand. I don't know if people understand how hard it is to not get buried in that initial double team and to come off, to have the awareness, to have the proper timing to shut down that run through. Because Ted, if he doesn't get a piece here, that's a
Right.
tackle for loss in the backfield for -2 or -3.
Yep. And as a backer, you're always like, as soon as you know it's like front side two back zone, like you know where your gap is, and you're eyeing that double, and you're hoping that guy does get too buried there to where you can rip and just fly right through there and make the tackle. And this guy comes through high, not expecting him to come off, and gets knocked off his path. You should dip real low and try and fight through that, but good job coming off late and getting that deflection. You can always see it. You could see his eyes looking back where he wants to go, and the backer has no clue.
Yeah,
Boom.
see, this
Good job.
this is a great job by Maikkula, but this backside is really bothering me. I mean, come on, guys. We've got a simple, just we're sifting up. It's you two for these two. Someone needs to block that guy. If this guy gets through and he's clean, this guy makes the play. That's frustrating. You got guys for this. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Mm.
But really good. The guy that we're focusing on, really nice rep. Good
Yeah.
awareness. I would like to see, and this is a theme in his game, especially in the run game. He's a tall guy. He's got to get his pads down. I think he's a center. Personally, after going through and watching a bunch of his tape, I'm not so sure He would hold up for an entire season at guard in the SEC. And I think center's just his best position. I think he's an NFL center. But the initial when he's hitting right here, get those pads down, man. Get lower, play low. Then you can get a little more pop on that initial combo and still come off. And you can actually, it's funny. You can actually, the more you get into that, it's weird. Like the harder you hit that guy, you can kind of ricochet off him and use that force to come back to the backer you're supposed to combo to. So
You end up
it's,
just kind of leaning if you don't fire off and punch into him.
yeah. See how he's just kind of placing his hands? I'd like to see him strike it and dent it a little bit. Man, we're getting really in the weeds now, aren't we? Oh boy. But this is, hey, knows where his double team's going. He's making all these calls. He's directing all the traffic. And that's a nice rep. Hey, run through backer. You know you're working to that guy. He's behind you. You can't overcommit to the double team. And when he triggers that run through, you're off and you're getting that piece to where he's not a factor in the play and making a big tackle for loss.
Good rep.
Does it make you sad seeing the linebacker not make the play, Ted?
No, no, no. It doesn't make me sad. You got to create your own opportunity. They're not given.
Fair enough. All right. This is another example of Maikkula's awareness at the center position. I'm not entirely sure what the concept is here, but they've got what looks like mic protection on. So this is the backer that these three center, right guard, and right tackle are working to. So they've got 1, 2, and 3. Now, in some schemes, it's possible that they could be working Mike to Will, or if you want to declare this, how deep do you want to get in the weeds here, Ted?
Hey, I'm learning with the rest of us.
I got you. I got a question for you. Tight ends here. Do you want to declare as a defense? Are you declaring to the tight end, or are you declaring to speed?
It depends. If it's just
2nd and 10.
If it's just base coverage, passing strength, which would be to the left. If it's a blitz, you may be to the field, or you may be away from the back. But standard coverage, like right here, this is a blitz.
You've got crossfire coming.
It'd probably be. I'm guessing it would be either to the passing strength or to the field, which are both left.
Okay. So you're saying passing straight. That makes this guy the nickel Sam.
Mm-hmm.
That makes this guy the Mike, and this guy becomes the Will backer. You've got these three working for 1, 2, and your initial point is this Mike backer right here. Now, in some schemes, you can go Mike +1. So if that Mike doesn't come, then your eyes, you start working to this nickel Sam. So that's how a lot of protections in college football and in the National Football League work. So you've got these three for these three, or 3+1, depending on what it's coming. That means the running back has the Will backer back here. This is the running backs guy. A lot of times in playbooks, the running backs guys they've got a triangle around them. Way too deep in the weeds. I'm all in here. But you can see Maikkula is working to this Mike backer right here initially. Now, what happens is exactly what should happen. Crossfire blitz. You can see his eyes on the mic right here. That Will is the first guy. He takes the first guy. This back does a nice job of working off of Maikkula and replaces, and they switch spots. There's an exchange there. I had a couple different systems where they would call this pizza. You take mine, I will take yours. We're just switching slices, Ted.
Yep. And the defense is just trying to force a mistake here to where the running back steps up to take the Will, the center exchanges, and you got two guys blocking one, and the Mike wraps and is free.
Yep. And one of the things you'll see this come up. You'll see a lot now in college football, and really, you'll see these guys. You can run a similar concept where they're double mugged A backers. And that's when you have to be even more alert as a center, because that's when they'll try to pick the center and then work off and try to get free to where that back just kind of gets lost in the trash. So that's another similar thing where you'll see double A gap and you'll see that center. They try to pick them with the crossfire concept, but this is a really good job from Maikkula right here. Eyes in the right place, knows exactly what he's doing. Good strike with the hands, gets the head in there. I don't really mind that. I think people that say, hey, keep your head out of pass protection, don't live in the real world. And just nice job, little hop, hop, shuts it down. Good job by the back. Clean protection, balls out. Good rep. I mean, that's a good rep. And I do think, Ted, heading into this next clip, pass protection is his strength. I think he's got some work to do in the run game, but I think pass protection is his strength. So in this clip, you're seeing it appears they're just working a similar protection. You've got these three. So center, right guard, right tackle for 1, 2, and 3, possibly, 3+1. So maybe this guy's in the mix and what they're doing protection wise. But if no one comes, there's no pressure. It's just a straight 4-man rush. Your eyes are going, if you're Jake Maikkula, it's weird. You're kind of looking through the defensive tackle to the backer. You got to be able to see both. And this is a great example. This D tackle comes inside, makes a little inside move. Maikkula's there. I like this. He does a nice job of getting to the hop quickly because he's not a heavy guy. You see some light guys try to walk back and shut down the bull. That ain't going to work when you're 295, 300 pounds. So I like that he gets to the hop quick. This guy tries to counter with a rip move. He stays in good relationship, shuts it down. Some crazy people will say, oh, it looks like he's holding shut up. You're wrong. That's really, you see his ability. Hey, get where I need to get, use my hands, hop, hop, redirect, completely shut down, make him go to another move. I don't know why this quarterback is leaving the pocket, Ted, but hey, I'm not Stanford's quarterback. So, but this is nice. Hey, nothing comes. It's a 4-man rush. Guy makes an inside move. At that point, you're kind of on an island. Switch the stagger, hop, hop, shut down the bull. He tries to counter with the rip, redirect. Very good rep.
Yeah,
very good
like
rep.
It uses the help from the guard a little bit there initially. Guard sees as he moves away, he's looking for work on the other side as well. Good stuff.
Yeah. I feel like I'm overdoing it. But hey, we got a portal center. What do you people
expect?
It's called
In the Weeds, Gabe.
It's called it. Thanks, Ted. I needed that. You're right. That's a good point. Nice throw. I think that guy just went somewhere big too. All right, let's take a look at where I would say, I don't know if it's a concern, but I do think Jake Maikkula needs to improve in the run game. We'll take a look at this clip. But first,
you listen to this podcast to get insight from the guys who played the game. Why don't you take that same approach when it comes to buying your beef? When you order from Didier Ranch, you are getting your beef directly from the people who raise it. The rancher knows what it takes to get premium quality beef. Didier Ranch has done it for over 100 years right here in Oklahoma. From delicious 21-day dry-aged ribeyes to savory steak burgers, there's no better place to get your beef. Get your beef from the guys who've done it and use code Oklahoma15 for 15% off on DidierRanch.com. Didier Ranch, tradition tastes better.
So right here, you are going to see Stanford run a pin pull play. And that's something that we talk about a lot. And the reason it's called pin pull is you've got these guys on the outside. You've got this tight end right here pinning these guys inside. And then you've got these guys pulling around. That's why it's called pin pull. You'll also, this concept in particular, you'll hear people call it toss crack. A lot of different terms, but when Teddy and I are talking about pin pull on the podcast, this is what we are talking about right here. You got guys pinning guys inside and then other guys pulling around and you're attacking the edge of the defense. So you can see Maikkula at center here. First of all, quarterback under center. It's not something that we see a lot in Ben Arbuckle's offense, but it is there, especially in some short yardage and goal line situations. It's a little more difficult to open up and run as a center because sometimes, especially if you don't do it a lot, you're a little worried, hey, I don't want to step on the quarterback's foot. But right here, you see high pads getting knocked back at center, high pads getting knocked back. And once again, he's a tall guy, Ted. He has to learn to play with lower pads. And in this play in particular, this guy appears to be in a 2Y or what a lot of people call a G, which is the inside shade of the offensive guard. You can just sell out front side. And what I would like to see is one of the most effective ways to really sell out front side when you're zoning like that, which is what Maikkula is doing here. You've got to throw your head over there. Your body goes where your head goes. He needs to throw his head on the other side of this defensive tackle and bring that backside left arm and sell out to the front side to try to cut him off. Because, dude, it doesn't matter at all if you go in front of the guy and he goes behind you. The ball's going outside. And that's where the pads have to be down. He's got the mobility to be really good at a block like this. Like, he moves super well. It's just a technique thing. He's got to throw that head, throw that backside arm, get those pads down, and sell out knowing ball's going outside. If I'm going to make this guy go one way, I want him to go behind me.
Yeah. And it's not an easy block.
No,
And
I don't.
defensively,
I want to make that very clear.
yeah,
Reaching a G under center is not an easy block. But one thing I'd also like to see, not to interrupt you too much, Ted, but when you're the center and you're running pin pull and you've got a G and you know you got to go out there and reach it, snap the ball a little early, man.
yeah,
You control it. Like, you control if and it looks like Stanford, they're at home. Looks like they're using a verbal cadence. Snap that thing a little early and get a head start. That's a trick of the trade.
yeah. Defensively, in a standard alignment here, you'd have that nose guard just in a shade on the center, and you could see the defensive end over there where he's lined up. Now, typically, whenever you've got a surface like this, and is that an extra tackle or is that actually a tight end?
That looks like an extra tackle.
He looks big. I guess it's end over the tight ends over on the left side, maybe playing left tackle. But like, usually whenever you have a G, you also have that defensive end is going to move to a head up line alignment, a 6 on that tight end for this alignment, because you only have two guys over there. You got plenty of gaps and the angles are really good. So whenever you G that, it just protects those backers at the second level because those blocks become very difficult up front. It's a good call defensively.
Yeah. Nice little run. Look how beautiful that is, Ted. Look at that crease.
Yep, that's why that defensive end should be head up so he doesn't get caved down.
This is the stuff that brings me true joy. Watching well executed pin pull plays. Look at this. That is literally how you draw it up in the meeting room. It's like, all right, we're going to pin him down. We're going to pull around. You guys are going to get on him, and we're going to have a big crease. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, Maikkula played quite a bit of guard for Stanford as well. Once again, I think he's going to be battling Troy Everett for the starting center position. I think that's what OU envisions for him. Now, he definitely brings the versatility, but I definitely think center is his best position. But let's look at a couple of clips of him playing guard. And I think this clip kind of shows all the things that he's really good at. He moves well. You see the pull. You see him settle with his feet. Pulling at guard and being one-on-one with space with an edge defender is not exactly what you love to do. And they did it with him quite a bit at guard, and they even did it with him at center. So he would be out in space one-on-one with the defensive end, and he did a really nice job in these situations, Ted. You see him pull around. He's settled, hands, feet, keeps that inside relationship, even gives him a little extra shove. Get out of here. But that's the balance, the movement, in control, the athleticism. I think this is a great clip to just show all of Maikkula's strengths.
Yeah, what I like about it is, the movement is quick, but like whenever you go back to just the finish formation and freeze it, here's the thing that I like that he understands. Look where the defensive end is right now. Okay. He's several yards outside the hash. And you're pinning down, simulating a run block up front to try and draw the backers up. But he he almost doesn't go anywhere to block because as it collapses, that is going to come closer to him. So you see, he starts to shut it down really quickly, knowing that that defensive end is going to have to close. He almost closes all the way down to the hash. So instead of flying all the way out where he's originally lined up, he stays really tight there and doesn't open up a massive hole, which 47 does eventually run through, but it's a good job by him initially.
Don't we're not worried about the result of the play. We're focused on one guy here,
Right.
okay? And
No,
that's Jake
it's good.
Maikkula.
I like this rep from him.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I think it combines his strength, his pass protection, the movement, the athleticism. You see, he's got good bend at the knees and ankles as well. There's a lot to like. He's got to get heavier. He's got to
Yeah.
add more strength, right? We know the body types he's going to be blocking in the SEC. This last clip is him playing left guard and pulling on counter, which is how many times have we seen OU run counter over the last several years? And it's something that Ben Arbuckle likes to run. It's
Yeah.
something that Bill Beanboat is very good at teaching. And this is another example. Good movement, nice pull, good strike point. I like, hey, that right shoulder hitting with that shoulder, boom. Now, this is also where that's a big collision. And I would like him to be a little heavier to have a little more punch behind it, Ted. But that's exactly the type of aiming point. You're tight to the line on the pull. You adjust if they run up the field. That's exactly what he does. Strikes with his right shoulder, which is exactly what I want to see from that first puller, and does his job, right? Ball goes right behind him, keeps playing, gets a little final push in there. And you never know, that little push could slow 3 down enough to where he's not running that quarterback down from behind. So this is a play, quarterback counter read, that you are going to see Ben Arbuckle run quite a few times with John Mateer. So here's a good look at Maikkula as the guard and the first puller of that concept.
Yeah, and to your point though, you know, adding some weight, adding some mass, adding some strength because, he gets a little bit of a pillow fight here from this defensive lineman from Clemson. That's not always going to be the case. Some guys, those guys, they're going to be ripping in there low, full speed, and looking for a massive collision. So you got to have the strength, the low pad level, and be able to meet them down at the point and still get some kick out and some movement.
No doubt about it. But there's several things to like. I like the athleticism. Clearly, I mean, he goes to Stanford. You have to imagine the intelligence is where you want it to be. He's not going to have a problem digesting the playbook. It's just add weight, add strength, and get ready to play in a big boy conference.
Yep. And he adds, some position versatility. You never know, but he's a guy that has played guard in a pinch and brings a good base to work from, not a finished product, which I think is a good thing because there's plenty of room for improvement. Add some size, add some strength, and he's got a really good base to work from.
My apologies for getting a little deep in the weeds. That was we got a little deep there in the beginning, but we pulled out of it. We're back. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please like these videos. You can go watch the one that we did about Jaden Ott as well. But other than that, if you really like this, those 3 dots down there, you can give us a super thanks. But other than that, we'll see you next time here on In the Weeds.